think his name was like, I want to say like Darren on his name. Dave or Darren.
Come on in, guys. Come on in. We're at
He lived right by
5901.
Didn't say where, and I should have got his info.
Tucson, Arizona. Nancy Guthrie. FBI's on location.
Check this out.
We're watching JLR. FBI is searching multiple homes. Do we have a lead? Do we have a lead? Cup found. Coffee cup found. About a quarter mile from Nancy Guthrie's house. Coffee cup. Could be nothing. Could be something.
The simplest way to see.
Hold on, guys. Come on in. This could be. This. Sit down. Sit back, guys. I'm actually.
Zero in on the best place for a bite. Then see everything under.
Just stay with me, guys. I'm trying to get things set up as quickly as I could. We got some breaking news here on this Thursday.
Don't sell your house.
So just hold on. Stay with me, guys. Stay with me.
Buy your house fast and can pay your next month's mortgage or cover your moving costs. My team buys homes exactly as they are. Any condition, any situation.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. If you've been watching JLR this morning,
empty the place if you don't want to.
as we're on a commercial break at the very worst time. I can't prevent it. At the very worst time, I got some ads. About 20 seconds. But real quickly, coffee cup was found. Could be nothing. However, as JLR was investigating, I guess a neighbor, real quick, guys, say, hey, there's a coffee cup with a G on it. G. Could be absolutely nothing. At the same time, there's been FBI located all around the neighborhood. Here we are. We're back. Here we are. Gotta get my laptop on, guys. Charged up here. Got a lot going on here. Could this be it? Now, real quickly, while it's quiet, this is the most FBI that's been present now in a few days. I think every day there's FBI, but this is the most that's been present on the Nancy Guthrie neighborhood in a few days. They're going down to each house with their guns. A female and a couple males. I've also seen local police department. Here we go, right here. Here they come. Here they come right here. As you can see, a woman, looks like a woman. I'm going to zoom in. Here they are. A female with a hat. A male. FBI. FBI. FBI police right here, guys. Walking down Nancy Guthrie's home. I got to get everything all set here. Bear with me. Here they are. Could we have a break in this Nancy Guthrie case, Savannah Guthrie? Could we finally get a break? As a coffee cup was found. Coffee cup. I got to do something real quick. I know it's going to piss everybody off. I got to do it. Hold on. I got to do something, guys. So sorry. Hold on. All right. I had to set something up here. I'm sorry, guys. I have to set my camera up. I know it's aggravating you guys, but I have to do it. I got to set the camera up. I know I'm zooming in, but I have no choice right now. I got to set the camera lenses. Okay, here we go. Sorry. All right, while it got quiet, guys, let me just switch to, hold on here. All right, so I got, somebody called me to notify me to go ahead and turn on JLR. And also, News Nation's coming out with something.
FBI seems like what's happening here is, okay, so.
I'm reaching out to my source, guys.
Nancy lives.
Here you go. Here, you guys can watch. I'll type. You guys can watch.
And the FBI is now, they pull out a Nancy and then go Camina Maribel. They're going north. And they're going door to door. And they're heading. Eventually, this is going to take you up to Orange Grove. But they're scouring the neighborhood here. They'll probably end up going up here. And that's where they're going.
subscribe is how you stop explaining the same thing over and over at work. Watch this. It'll change your life. Raise your hand if you told your boss how to...
They're going north on Camino Miracle.
Hey, welcome in, moderators. Thank you so much, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm typing. I'm trying to get News Nation here. It's got an update as well. Thank you for joining us on this early Thursday as FBI's in Nancy Guthrie's home. Welcome in, moderators. Crystal, Heavy Hook, and Mike, and Janine. Thank you.
And Camino Miracle, there's a home under construction. And they were also... I think this is a big deal.
Yeah, I think this could be a big deal as well, because this is a large present of FBI. Now you say, well, Sal, this is not large. It's 3 individuals. No, there's several other FBI agents and police enforcements around. These are just the 3 that they're following around. They meaning JLR and the local media that's left. Fox is there, and I believe News Nation. The rest have deported, but I'm sure they're going to be back. Now, I want to bring these up to date. There's been a coffee cup that could be absolutely nothing found a quarter mile from Nancy Guthrie's home. JLR reported it. Apparently, the neighbor, they're knocking on the door, reported it. And I don't know that's why they're there. It could be something unrelatable. We don't know. But the coffee cup is a concern. Who put a coffee cup there? I believe it could have just been somebody having a cup of coffee, or it could be something much bigger. But I repeat, they could be there for the coffee cup, or they're there for some other lead. Again, I said this could be breaking very soon. They're at each and neighbors in the surrounding area. Shit, I'm getting a call.
When you see all this in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think?
So,
what do you think's going on here? On the trail?
Is someone staging things? Very well could be. They also said that earlier in his chat. I watched for a few minutes, Crystal. So, could be somebody staging. What do you guys think on that? Could it be a stage? Is somebody just messing around with the authorities and FBI and the police department? What do you guys think? Is it staged, or did somebody just have a hot cup of coffee or tea and leave it there? And again, guys, this might not even be for the coffee cup. I think they were already there prior to the coffee cup. I'm not sure. That's why we're watching.
They're headed north towards Orange Grove.
This is kind of crazy on this Thursday, huh? We'll see what happens.
But you're like, what the heck is going on, huh?
Could we, ladies and gentlemen, could this be a big break? I mean, it could be nothing, guys, but it could be something. I mean, it could very well be something here. Okay, they're at the next house. So if you're just coming in live, I'm Sal. We're watching JLR Investigates, who's been there for a month. They're going home to home. Who are they? FBI, local police department. This is just 3 FBIs, but there's also some others, I believe, in the location. They are knocking on doors. It could be a lead in a Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie siblings case of the kidnapping over a month. Prior to that, there's been a coffee cup that with the G as in Guthrie, G as in Guthrie, G as in Greg, sitting in front of a neighbor's front yard. Could be somebody who had a cup of coffee, a hot cup of tea, and left it out there. It could just be that. Or it could be evidence of some kind, maybe some remains there. Or as Crystal, our moderator, alluded to, just her opinion, could be somebody kind of playing a prank, a joke, messing around. We don't know. That's what we're looking. I repeat, I'm not sure if the FBI is there for the cup. I would say It's a combination of the coffee cup, teacup, a combination of the cup and authorities getting leads. Again, they've been working on this. We talked about this a little bit last night. They know a hell of a lot more than we do. When I say they, the FBI. I apologize. I said 2 men and a woman. It doesn't matter. We have 3 FBIs, 1 woman. These are neighbors up ahead. Uh-oh. Looks like it's hard to tell where they're going next.
It's interesting that they're canvassing the neighborhood west of her home.
So you hear JLR is doing an amazing job. They're west. They're going west of the neighborhood of Nancy Guthrie's home.
Construction.
Dustin Nunez, welcome in, my friend. Appreciate the moderators. Thank you. I finally got a chance to look at the chat as I was trying to get my laptop and see if I can get something out of News Nation, but nothing came up. News Nation. Heavy Hook says the sheriff started the task force on Monday. All right, I'm going to go to News Nation. Let's see what we got on News Nation. Hold on. Hope everybody's doing well on this Thursday as we're covering this ongoing over a month. Whoops.
It's you again. It's you again.
So neighbors are out.
Remember these guys? So it's FBI, folks. It's FBI, not Pima County Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, this is FBI. FBI. Now I'm getting News Nation on, so bear with me, guys. Something's going on, guys. Something's definitely going on in Tucson, Arizona. Something is definitely going on. Or they're just, I mean, obvious if the FBI's here today on this Thursday, there's got to obvious something going on. Here we go. What is today? The 3rd, March 3rd? 32 days of this? 33 days? 32 days? Something like that. So about 10 minutes ago, this man here, the agent, JLR he notified them about a coffee cup or a teacup that was sitting in front of a house. The FBI was unsure of it, or at least seemed like he didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, we already informed them about the G cup.
Yep, here you go, here.
So he's aware, the FBI.
Whoops, shit. All right, we're going to turn the camera. I want to welcome everybody in. So real quickly, as we're on an ad, there's been a teacup, coffee cup found. JLR investigates. Subscribe to his channel if you haven't, and turned in or let the authorities know about the coffee cup, teacup. It could be absolutely nothing. It could have been somebody having a cup of tea, a cigar, relaxing, or it could be something. Could be something. Shit. It could be something. About 10 minutes after he meaning JLR investigates, walked there. He was about a quarter mile from Nancy Guthrie. Coffee cup. As he was coming back, he seen FBI at a house. A woman goes, "Please don't film me." She was the homeowner. I believe it was the homeowner. I'm not 100%. I'm like 90%. She says, "Please don't film me." He nicely said, "I'm on the street. Public." He goes, FBI's here. Forget the exact exchange. She wasn't particularly real rude. She didn't want to be filmed. He didn't film her. He filmed anyhow. So at that house, they were there for maybe about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Either a handyman or somebody that was working in the house came out. He didn't comment much. And then after that, they start searching multiple homes. This is where we're at right now. As we're 15 minutes into this video, this is where we're at. They're searching. You got media coverage there. A lot of them left. I think I heard JLR say that Fox was there. And I think my sources said News Nation's on their way. So this could be something very, very big in the Nancy Guthrie case, or it can be just procedure. I'm thinking there's something going on because they are going home to home. And in the one house, they actually went in and stayed in. The one that, but the rest of them, you can see, they're in and out, in and out.
Are they coming out?
Crystal, reading your message. All right, I'll turn the camera around. Now he's going in and out of areas, guys. So bear with JLR, and you're going to get a little bit pixie here because of the network out there. But these are FBI agents. Shit, I can't get volume. What's going on? What in the world's going on? See, guys, we didn't expect this. Could be something big. Could be something big, or it could just be a lead, and they're doing their standard investigation. We will see. So stay live, guys. Get your coffee. Speaking of coffee, get your coffee, get your tea, whatever you enjoy. Let's hang out for a little bit and see what's going on. All right, I'll turn the camera around and get some water, and we can talk. Right now, he has a little bit of pixie. It's the network out there. So I thought I'd come on and just bring everybody up to date. Hello, Richard. Yeah, I mean, it could be something,
Bandit
guys.
visiting the flowers was strategic to try to draw the perp back to the scene neighborhood. FBI may want video from new date. California, Madison 2013. That's a good theory there, Madison.
What do you guys think? What do you think here? Let me bring everybody up to date one more time, real quick. Last time, bring everybody up to date real quick here. So I was watching JLR. I was also doing some other work preparing for a live tonight, and all of a sudden, he got a neighbor approach JLR. He's a YouTuber. He's got a big YouTube channel, does very well, hard work. Anyhow, he said, hey, you might want to look at something. We got something about a quarter mile around. He was going to drive there. He said, oh, it's a quarter mile. We'll walk. He walked, and then he's seen his coffee cup. It was a coffee cup with a G, as in Guthrie. Of course, he didn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it either. He took a photo of it. He was going to call it in, but he was on a live. But I believe the neighbor called it in. I think the neighbor spotted it yesterday, Wednesday. Today's Thursday. And this is where we're at. So he's walking away, heading back with his live stream and his subscribers, and just to show. And then he said, oh, wow, we got FBI. And the FBI were at another home. They were there for a few minutes. The neighbor got upset. And I don't know what happened there, but they actually left. And they're off and on to the other homes. And here we are right here. They're going from door to door. Door to door. Tucson, Arizona is where we're at. What we're watching, excuse me. Get a look at some desert. Whiskey Tango, thank you so much for the gift. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in on this Thursday. I have a real light schedule today, so I was able to pretty much not doing much today.
Utilize the shade while we can. We didn't bring the tripod because we're walking back from the G mode.
So it could be something, guys. I mean, they're going home to home. Now, this is not unusual. A lot of you's been watching this ongoing.
Man, activity's still going on, you know.
It's not unusual.
Go home, but look what's happening. We still got a very active.
Mr. Ozzy Ray, good morning.
Here, 33
I think it's morning at your, or good afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, depending where you're at. We are watching possibly a big break in the case, or it could just be standard procedure, or it could be they got a lead and they're just going to go to home. What do you guys think? Why would they be going to neighbors again, guys? Now, I mean, they've done this before, but let me ask you guys, why would they be going home to home on this Thursday?
Gathering info stops. Silence equals progress.
Why would they be doing this? 32 days into this case. Is it 32, 33 heavy hook? Why would they be going door to door this late in the case? Again, is there something going on with that coffee cup? Or is there something telling them that the suspects live right here in this neighborhood? Not right here, but in this neighborhood. Heavy Hook says, asking a question that should have been done a month ago. Heavy Hook's response. 33 days into the case. Thank you, Heavy Hook. Ozzy says just earning paychecks, probably. Just earning paychecks, in my opinion. Ozzy says. Here they go. They're walking around. Getting some exercise in. However, they got their guns in their holsters. Of course. Of course, how they do. Of course they do. But, you know, they seem like FBI, right? Like nonchalant. Like they're not going real slow, but they're not running. But they, heads down. I don't know. Anybody in law enforcement on here? Anybody here work for law enforcement? Want to share your view? Anybody? We only have 78, but anybody who worked for law enforcement, or what's your perspective? Why would they be doing this 33 days into the case? And you think it has anything to do with a coffee cup? And for those who don't know what about a coffee cup, we don't know. It was a coffee cup that a neighbor found who brought it to the attention to a YouTuber, and it's still sitting there. You guys think it's all related to the coffee cup, teacup? What do you guys think? Some beautiful homes, huh? These are big homes. These got to be $1 million, maybe more.
I'll try to reach out to Dr. Q later, but now's not the time. I appreciate everyone's concern. No calls right now.
All right, hold on, guys. I'm trying to. My tripod's outside. I'm too lazy to get it, so I'm going to type here.
You're aware of the cup.
They're talking about the cup. Here, I'll turn it up. What do you guys think here? Could this be the day? Could this be the day that they break the Nancy Guthrie case? What we got over here? News Nation. Nothing yet. Oh, wait a minute. They're just talking about the war. Well, I'm going to have News Nation ready.
Still out here. This is insane.
All right.
33 days later.
So, yeah, 33 days. 33 days later, we have at least 3 FBI. I thought I seen more, but 3 FBI. Why do people have to call me as soon as I get on the live? Like all morning, I'm not doing a damn thing. And now the phone's ringing. Ringing, And anyhow, so like multiple calls I'm getting here. Multiple calls. And hold on. We got News Nation on. So here they go. Take a look. It's hard to see. We're walking around Tucson, Arizona. If you're just coming in, we've been covering the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping. But today, as I'm getting a voicemail now voicemails are coming in. Call me now, Sal. Call me now. No, I'm not calling you now. You had your chance, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just a little cranky this morning. I'm not going to get into whole details, but I fight for homeless. Had a meeting yesterday. I lost my temper a little bit, and they're just blowing me up today. I didn't cuss, but anyhow, fighting for homeless, and now they're calling me now. And they're probably watching me live right now saying, who knows what they're saying. All right, let's get back to this. Oh, now we got another commercial break. All right, so nothing on News Nation, nothing on Fox, and nothing on CNN. And I know we have a war with the regime. Very important. But I don't understand how the hell they're not breaking news for 5-10 minutes. All of them. You see what I mean? This is what I keep telling you guys about all the news outlets. Say goodbye to them in 2 years. They should be breaking news and having 2 feeds. We have a war, breaking news, FBI our president, Nancy Guthrie. We'll see. Let us know. Inform everybody. But see the YouTubers, shout out to JLR and the YouTubers, they're doing a fantastic job. Where the hell's Fox? Where's Fox? Where's CNN? Where's Newsnet? Where are they at? Now, I think News Nation's on its way. So this is where we're at. Car warranty expired. Well, that expired 2 weeks ago. I'm late on that, Ozzy. I'm real late. So, yeah. I already got that call this morning. Yeah, I lost my temper, guys, as we wait. FBI's knocking on doors yesterday, and I never cuss, but I lose it because the Republicans are pissing me off. The Democrats beyond pissed me off. The independents, the Italians are pissing me off. They're all pissing me off. I don't give a shit. See, guys, I don't care anymore. I really don't. I don't give 2 craps. You know what I care about? Helping people out. Help people out. Do your damn job. Stop sitting around with your fake ties and your fake suits and your high heel shoes. Hell, but anyhow, my phone's blowing up. I'm a little cranky, guys. I have to get a cup of coffee. Let's hope, guys, that we have a break. Shout out to JLR and the YouTubers. God bless the YouTubers. They're doing a great job. A++. At least they're out there investigating, doing the best they can. I'll see if I can see that cup. You guys want to see the cup? Let me see. Somebody's birthday today? Tootsie. Tootsie, happy birthday. Tootsie here.
I'm hitching a ride with you when we're done. All right.
I'm typing, guys. If I miss anything, I'll be right back. Oh, shit. I might have the coffee cup. Welcome in, guys. Hold on. I'm going to show you. It's a coffee cup with a G on it. It was in a neighbor's yard. Yeah, I don't think they posted it. I don't think JLR or anybody posted it yet. So the search continues. Heavy hook. Yeah. So it was a coffee cup placed underneath a tree in Tucson, Arizona, about a quarter mile away from Nancy Guthrie's home. A neighbor presented it. For those who are maybe just coming in and out real quick, a neighbor let a YouTuber know about it. He actually walked there, took a photo, and was walking back. And this is where we're at. We got FBI on scene, and his phone, his coverage has been in and out because of the network out there. I think he has Verizon and.
We're making our way towards Orange Grove.
We will see, guys, what happens here. Don't know. But I got to tell you, this has been what? Maybe, I would say the eighth house, maybe 9. So they're going to multiple homes. Don't know, Mary. I haven't seen any of the dogs. I only seen a dog maybe about 2 weeks ago. Well, welcome in, guys. We're in Tucson, Arizona. This is right around Nancy Guthrie's house. We're watching JLR Investigates. He does an incredible job. They found a coffee cup. Prior to that, we don't know if it's related to the FBI being there or not. I would say probably not. But I don't know. I'm not there. I would say they knew about the coffee cup. I think they're there for other reasons. I think they got a huge tip. I also think they've been really that people coming out. Oh, that's the same 3. Never mind.
So they're going to continue to walk Camino Maribel.
Heavy Hook says more media is slowly coming in. More media is slowly arriving. What's your thoughts, guys? Do you think the FBI knew about something and then just this Thursday, March 3rd, hey, let's go ahead and knock on each door? It's a nice day there.
Right, looks like they're headed back. They're not going up any farther here. So they went as far north as La Brinca, and Camino Maribel. And now they're headed back down. So interesting, they didn't go all the way up towards Orange Grove. Now they're turning around.
33 days, Deborah. 33. Can you believe it? And now you have FBI here? I mean, FBI's been here before, guys. I'm making it sound like they've never been there, but this is they're going to most homes I've seen them go to. Most.
I got so much shit in me.
No, that's good. I'll walk. I'm good.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, whenever you get the chance, no rush. I can walk. It's fine. It's not that far. I thought they were going all the way up to Orange Grove. Watch out. You got a car on your left.
It should have been done on day 1. I agree.
Now there's another group of FBI in the area too.
There they are, Heavy Hook, like you alluded to. Another group of FBI, Heavy Hook said 2 minutes ago.
It seems that Camino Maribel is the. All right, Mark Sharp, invite me in. You saved the day. Hey, look at that predator. But no, this is crazy. 33 days in and it's still activity, man.
Yeah, this ain't gone cold. This is just getting started. Oh, yeah, sorry. So more stuff. We're just getting started, man.
Could this be the day? Could this be the day?
Got JLR with me right here. Boots on the ground.
Could this be the day, folks?
Yeah. Oh, one second. Oh, I see. One second. I get paranoid whenever somebody else is driving. One second.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the streamer. He thought that he was going to hit the car. Sorry about that. He got a little worried. He was in the car with another streamer.
So it's basically the streamers and Fox News.
Streamers and Fox News. There you go. That's what you have out there, guys. The streamers and Fox News. Where's the rest of the news? Where's the rest?
Alex running around. Doing driving right in front of you.
Don't run over FBI.
So yeah. So I'm laughing, guys, because you got a bunch of YouTube streamers out there who all want to be involved, and of course they want to be there when the case
Gotta get the perk.
catch the perk and break the case. And I'm laughing because one streamer, JLR, thought the other streamer was going to hit the car, and they're all like, driving around with drones in the sky. But there's no News Nation, no CNN, no NBC. You have Fox, cameraman, and that's it. Nothing's breaking. And I know a lot of you say, well, Sal, nothing's breaking because there's nothing to break. Well, it's been a mystery. I don't understand. I mean, I think they should break the case and say, hey, we got law enforcement, we got FBI there. No press conference. I can't believe this, that the sheriff department doesn't come out. I don't expect the FBI to come out. They don't do press conferences. But the Peanut County Sheriff Department should be on right now. Say, hey, we have FBI there. We'll take 2-3 questions. Something. Oh, News Nation's at Nancy's house now? Okay, thank you. Finally. Yeah, I thought I heard News Nation was on their way. I thought so. They're pretty good, News Nation. They're really pretty good. Are the suspects ready to collect $1 million? Maybe somebody needs the money, and could be that there's 2-3 people involved, like we've been saying over and over and over, and now they're calling it in. Hey, I need the money. I'm running low on money. I can use a couple million. I can use a couple $1 million. All right, guys, we'll see. I'll stay live a few minutes. We'll see where this goes. We'll hang in there for a few more minutes and see. The video quality is not real good because of the I would assume him going from pixel to pixel and tower to tower, so it's fading in and out. So I don't want to show you, make it uncomfortable for you. It's hard to see. Now, once again, maybe the coffee cup. I wanted to show you the coffee cup, but it was a coffee cup in front of a tree, a mug. Another commercial. Lots of ads. Do I get this many ads on our channel? I hope so. Lots of ads. Lots of ads. Do I get that many ads on mine? All right, here we go. Yeah, it's hard to see. I don't even want to show you guys. It's very hard to see. It looks like they're the FBI is walking back to Nancy's Guthrie's home now. Maybe that's where they're parked.
FBI violent crime task. Violent crime.
Multi-agency team. That's what I like to see. The team.
This is where the feds parked.
Yeah, that's their car.
You know what's crazy though is, as Heavy Hook said, our moderator, why didn't they do this day 1, day 2? Day 1, day 2, day 3. Why didn't they go walking around then? Why are they now walking 33 days into the case? What we got here? Better quality. Hold on. As soon as I get better quality, guys, I'll show you. So hang in there with us. Once again, I'm Sal. Like and subscribe. We appreciate it, guys. Anybody new in here? We're covering. Anybody been... It looks like they're leaving. Looks like they're leaving. Looks like the FBI is leaving. So, looks like that's it.
Oh. Guys, I gave him a thumb. All right.
Just see if they stay. I mean, if they leave the neighborhood, I don't say follow.
I don't know if they're leaving the neighborhood or not. We'll hang in there. The video quality today is not that good, guys. I don't want to show you bad. It's not his fault. We'll see if the FBI stays in the neighborhood. Never see any ads on your channel. That's crazy. That's crazy. I think because I'm vertical. Maybe. I don't know. Because I see ads when I go back to watch it, Richard. I see ads. So no, that can't be it. Because I go back and watch my our stream, and I see commercials, but I don't see many.
I have a Starbucks back at the bar.
Selden, welcome in. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for your support. We are here on a Thursday.
See, but this goes towards orange growth, so I'm just wondering, like,
FBI is on location. Well, at least they were. Now they're leaving to another location. Maybe they're going back to the back to their building.
I'm just going this way, guys. I have to go this way.
what's happening with this?
Yeah.
And the quality of the stream that's being showed today is not good. So it's just moving around the camera. It's not the YouTuber. It's just the it's just the towers there. Not good.
This also takes you up the skyline.
There's so many ways to get out.
Thank you. So we'll see, guys. This could be. I mean, stay tuned to this, guys. This could be a big break. Most of the FBI I've seen. Well, not the most FBI I've seen. I've seen more FBI agents there, but I haven't seen them go to door. I've seen them go to a couple different homes, maybe 2 or 3, to Annie's. Remember in the beginning, guys, and of course Nancy Guthrie's home, and then a couple other neighbors. But they went to at least 8, maybe 6 to 8 different homes, knocking on the door. The first home, they were there about 10 minutes. The rest, they're like 2-3 minutes. So it could just be
There they go, right there. Boom, boom.
standard procedure. It looks like the FBI. They're following the FBI. The YouTubers are following the FBI right now.
I wonder where they're going.
He's following. The YouTubers are following the FBI. Here, I'll show you.
About an hour.
Really?
They're following the FBI.
Yeah, I went like this to the FBI, and the FBI guy went like, "I'm gonna get this sucker." That was cool. He was like,
Let's just say, like, once they go to Oracle and stuff, we'll abort. But let's just see if they go around any more neighborhoods.
Guys, please don't mention Slurpees right now. It's gonna make my mouth water. Please.
That's the FBI vehicle right there.
And he did the fist, like,
Yeah.
fucking get this motherfucker. That was cool.
Okay, so Luke turns right there. Luke lives in that neighborhood there. Yeah.
Oh shit, Luke was right here, guys. He lives on this side over here.
But it's just interesting they're canvassing on the way to Luke's.
I'll get back to some of these calls. I got like 6 calls I got to return.
Now they were also FBI was all up on First Avenue here. To the
6
south.
people all morning.
West side.
I'm waiting for the calls to come in, drinking my coffee. Nothing. I go live, and then I get calls, one after another. Calls. Call me back, Sal. Call me back. Should I make them wait? I'll make them wait. Let them stress out a little
I wanna
bit.
see the feds catch these people.
Imagine, guys, they go and make an arrest right now.
So what we're watching here is a couple YouTubers here that are following the FBI. Why are they following the FBI? Because of the Nancy Guthrie. They were looking around the neighborhood, asking neighbors. We don't know what questions. I'm only assuming they were probably had a lead and maybe ask him, did you see something? Did you hear something? Thank you for your help. We appreciate it. And left. And now they are either going back to their office or to another neighborhood. How long will the YouTubers follow the FBI? We don't know.
They might be at that church, that staging ground by Amy and Tommaso's home. There's it's on a roller coaster.
Is that right, Heavy Hook?
I think the FBI was using the church as a staging ground and going door to door.
Oh, that's good information from JLR. They use a church for their staging ground. That's where they keep their
Yeah, they're making a left.
their vehicles. All right. All right, we'll stay live, guys. We'll stay live.
Going there. But let's go past there and see.
Now they're speeding down. See, look at that guy. Oh yeah, they're headed somewhere right now.
Headed somewhere.
Yeah, they're not going to lunch. They're headed somewhere right now.
We lost.
I knew they were going to do that.
Wait, hold on a second. I'm looking at that.
Oh, did they lose them?
Just, I'll tell you what. Go past the Circle K and then the next parking lot. I think I know.
That's like,
I thought that was the agents. No, guess they lost
That's
them.
what they've been using. They're using the church as a staging ground.
dude, that truck was flying.
Just go in the right lane. It's probably like, get out of there.
Yeah, because they know like they're being followed. Oh, there's JLR right there. Dolly.
Oh, that's Dolly.
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna get in the right lane.
So we got a bunch of YouTube streamers that are following the FBI and see if they're going back to a church.
We got Fox behind us too.
Fox is behind. So you have here's what we have, guys. This is kind of crazy if it's owned. You have FBI, and you have a couple YouTube streamers, and then you have Fox behind the YouTube streamers, following the FBI, hoping
This might be his right.
hoping that you get a lead in Nancy Guthrie on this Thursday, March 3rd, 2026.
The church over here.
They're going to go to a church. I don't know this. I'm going to turn the camera. March 5th. Yeah, thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. March 5th. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, they're there.
They passed the FBI?
River. Oh, you know, we might turn around. I don't know. We're just watching. Okay, we'll do.
They're just calling each other. Each YouTuber, streamer, they're calling each other. Looking for clues.
This is him, right?
Yeah, it's them right there. Stay back a little bit. Into the truck.
Kai Rock, welcome in. How are you?
River, then I say they're probably going back to the FBI.
It's hard to see, guys. The quality's not good.
Just the border.
How far is the?
It's like 15 miles to the south. 15 minutes at least.
Yeah, the quality's not good here. It's
Here's the- I think
I don't know. They're having problems with their
that's
towers
one
there.
One on the left. So I think they're going out of the FBI office, which is down there. In
Yeah, they're gonna go to the FBI office
I
probably.
don't think it's any there. I think it's the border.
I don't want to see it.
All right.
You can do what you want. I'm here.
Exactly, Heavy Hook. Yeah, that's what happened.
I don't know. I mean,
They're too much
They're going to the FBI office.
okay,
So they're just going to pull in and
Talking.
go in.
okay. I just kind of want to know the area too.
I didn't see anything on News Nation. I can go back and go ahead and check it. Hold on. Before we sign off, I'll check News Nation. I just had News Nation on. I didn't see anything. I had nothing, but I'll go back. Thanks, Mark. Back to News Nation here. News Nation, where are you at? Yeah, there's nothing on News Nation. Just talking about the war.
Yeah, we decided not to follow.
Yeah, we're gonna break off, guys.
Nothing. Nothing at all on News Nation as we speak. I'm sure it was there a few minutes ago.
Yeah, we're gonna board.
We're gonna go forward, yeah.
I don't think it's need to follow.
I just thought.
Trump fires. Hold on, though. We got breaking news here. Christine Nome got fired? What the hell happened here?
Yeah, we're breaking off. I don't think they're.
That's why my phone's blowing up. Trump fires DHS Secretary Christine Nome. She's fired.
Canvassing the neighborhood.
Whoa. All right, I might have to log off and come back on, guys.
Call them and then
Might have to log out and come back on. This is pretty big. This is big. This is big, guys. And unfortunately, I can't just... I'm going to have to... Whoa. Hold on, guys. This is... Sorry, we're going to get out of this. No disrespect. They're just talking here. Hold on. Yeah, my phone's been blown up.
Definitely.
She's fired.
Pushback you saw her getting. Nicole, I actually have to run very soon. I have to write a breaking news story.
Yeah, we got breaking news, guys. I might have to log out.
A cataclysmic moment, I think, in this administration.
A really big shift. All right, Julia, we will let you get back to your other job as well. Julia Manchester, who reports for The Hill. Thank you. And we'll be right back.
Of course they will.
I'm Dr. Evan Zhao, founder of Packagin. Packagin is a home spray that breaks down 98% of pet allergens safely and effectively. Just spray around your home and experience the relief. Now, over 50,000 families trust it for theirs. Try it risk-free at packagin.com.
What you do today changes what you need tonight. Introducing the new Comfort Mode mattress from Sleep Number. It changes as fast as your life does, personalizing your comfort.
To the threat inside the United States to the extent it exists from Iran's proxies.
Yeah, the appointment's supposed to take effect on the 31st of this month. I assume that the Senate Majority Leader John Thune will quickly get on board. Confirmation proceedings in the Homeland Security Committee. One of the things that's going to be on Mark Wayne Mullen's plate, this is what we originally brought.
About making his position known.
Yeah, she's fired.
She's
fired.
Fox is what?
Fox
smooth transition process.
Really late these days. Don't know what's going on with Fox.
At the end of the month, it's not an outward.
They are so late on a lot of these top stories.
Of the DHS secretary, and a way for him to move off of
Fox is like a day late.
It doesn't appear to be too dramatic as of right.
What the hell happened to Fox?
When it comes to Mullen, it seems as though
what the hell happened to Fox, folks?
He's somebody who's on.
What happened to the producers? Are they just they're
appealing to be a potential
Here we go.
DHS secretary? Whether it be the Intelligence Committee when he was in the House, now in the Senate serving on the Armed Services Committee, and when it comes to Senator Mullen too, as
she's
somebody
fired.
Pointed out to me earlier, confirmability is a very important thing. When you put a senator in this position, he already has a number of relationships within his own conference. So getting to 50 votes is not going to be a challenge for Senator
I hear you,
Mullen,
Janine.
as it would have been maybe for somebody else, whether it be Tom Homan or some of these other potential replacements that could have been out there. So, Mullen has a great relationship with just about every senator on the Republican side, from what I understand. So getting to 50 votes is not going to be a challenge. And of course, if he resigns his position, that position can be appointed by the governor of Oklahoma. So there's not going to be concerns about that seat not being filled by
Pete
a Republican
Hegseth next,
for any period
somebody
of time,
said.
because it can happen almost immediately. Now, what's going to be interesting to watch, though,
You know, it's funny. Who said that?
The governor of
Fargo. You know,
Oklahoma
it's funny you said
is not
that.
somebody that President
Do I
Trump
know who
likes.
you are?
Governor
It's funny. I heard that this morning.
had a number of
Pete
statements
Hegseth.
made
Let
about
me
him
just
by
turn it. Hold on,
President
guys.
Trump in the
Sorry.
past. So that's going to be something to watch, who he could potentially pick if Mark Wayne Mullen, in fact, does have a smooth.
I heard that this morning. Trump's gonna. They're gonna clean house. He's cleaning house. Something's going on. Breaking news, guys.
Senate voting right now to advance DHS funding. This comes obviously as there's a major shakeup within the department itself. You know, can you share with us your perspective on whether this breaking news about replacing Secretary Noem might have anything to do with and might influence potentially the outcome of this vote, as there continues to be a partial government shutdown over
Pam
DHS
Bondi could
funding.
be next,
Right.
Janine.
Well,
I would have fired her
what's
last
interesting
year.
here is that this
Janine.
is one of the Democrats' demands. One of the demands Democrats had, at least on the House side, for funding DHS, is that they wanted Secretary Noem to either resign or be fired. It looks like there is now a path to her leaving her position. Is that going to be enough for Democrats, or at least some of them, to vote yes? Obviously, there are some other lingering things out there, like
I agree,
DHS
Kyrock.
reforms when it comes to ICE.
Kyrock, I
And
agree.
It appears that Democrats have not been satisfied with some of what Republicans have pitched so far. But, the big hurdle is now looking like it's cleared, which is the fact that Democrats wanted Secretary Noem out of her position. She's now got a path to being out from her position, and that's been made public by President Trump. But obviously, this is within an hour of each other. So whether or not that's going to happen right at this moment, it's hard to see. But this does appear to make it easier to potentially have a path forward on DHS funding if, in fact, Kristi Noem is not going to be the DHS secretary in the near future.
And Ryan, for our viewers, I did want to just put up a photo of Senator Mullins so that they are aware of who this particular gentleman is. Mark Wade Mullen, now going to be the new Secretary of Homeland Security. He is a senator from Oklahoma.
Whoa.
He's going to start this job March 31st. Ryan, can you share a little bit more in terms of the timing of all of this? I mean, that's just a few weeks away. Does that indicate, if anything, significant to you?
Well, there has to be at least some type of transition time here if they want to do this the seamless way. Number one, you have a time frame for Secretary Noem to leave her position, but also keep in mind too, if President Trump was going to fire Noem and then pick somebody else immediately, that would be hard to do. You pretty much would have to have a deputy or somebody underneath Secretary Noem or somebody kind of having that interim role. So whoever the Deputy Homeland Security Secretary is would have to pretty much take over, because there's going to be a long confirmation process that still has to go on here. Mullen has to go and meet with senators. He has to appear before a confirmation hearing in front of the Homeland Security Committee as well as other relevant committees. So he can't just take the job immediately. He's got to go through.
So March 31st, Senator Mullen for Oklahoma will come in and be the next DHS secretary as Kristi Noem is fired. I could almost see this coming, guys. She was making several mistakes.
So this is not something that just can happen overnight.
I told you guys that some of these people that worked for President Trump last year would probably not be here today. And I think Pam Bondi could be next. And I've also heard some about Pete Hegseth.
That can't just happen immediately.
See, Trump don't take any shit, guys. So
a transitional period. This is not an abrupt change. It's not an.
So I had to interrupt. Sorry, guys. I know we were talking about the FBI with Nancy Guthrie, but this is I'm not going to say it was more important, but there was nothing else to cover. Nothing else to cover right now except for there were a couple of YouTubers in Fox. With all due respect, we're working very hard on trying to find answers and questions on the Nancy Guthrie, as FBI was present a couple homes there in the area of Tucson, Arizona. We switched gears, and somebody was Mark who said, "Hey, I think they're covering Guthrie now." I went there. I was ready to go back, and boom, they just named Senator Mullen as the new secretary. Something else is coming in here, though. Hold on. I think what I'm going to do is shit. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Fox News. Are they, something is, I got to tell you, I'm worried about Fox News. It's like they are just the last ones on back. They just are awful lately on bringing up the news. This is Fox, out of Fox, but what do you call the other one? Live Fox.
What's going on throughout the world right now?
Ryan, I want to hold on a sec. It does look like we might be getting reaction from lawmakers. I'm going to raise this and listen.
We got reactions coming in. Here we go. Here's some reactions.
All right, so this is a live look here from outside Capitol Hill. We were just getting the very last snippet reaction, it seems like, from lawmakers as they too are hearing this breaking news as President Trump names Oklahoma Senator Mullen the new DHS secretary. The stakeout camera right here, Ryan, as we are continuing to gather, and it looks like perhaps that they're just waiting for additional lawmakers to be leaving Capitol Hill. So
we're going to go to the big screen. Let's go to the big screen.
Which, in his view, makes her look good and doesn't really serve the purpose. So she pushed back. She actually did say that President Trump approved this budget, and he said, "I frankly."
Hold on, guys. Let me get out of Fox.
There's now new reporting that administration officials at the White House were saying actually President Trump never approved the $220 million digital and media budget. So when you think about all of those things building and building, it's perhaps.
She's fired, folks. She's gone. Goodbye.
But the fact that it came today so quickly after she was testifying just yesterday and the day before.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate you, Mark. Thank you, Mark.
The abruptness of that pretty shocking in
Thank you.
and of itself. we do have a bit of sound from those hearings where Noem was feeling that pressure. And again, I stress, there were Democrats that really gave her a tough time and some tough questions. But in the Senate, it was Republicans that really stood out for how they grilled her on this issue and on several others. Take a listen here you're going to hear Republicans questioning her leadership at DHS this week.
All right, Joe, we're actually going to interrupt you because now Secretary Noem, who is soon to be no longer secretary, is speaking at this conference of governors. This is live. Let's listen in.
Thank you for that, and know that we pray for you, that God will have his hand on you and your families and continue to bless you as you do your work. Listen, I'd like to thank everybody who's hosted me today. I know we've got a host of leaders that are here. We just met with Vince backstage a little bit and talked to him a little bit. Tony obviously has been very helpful. Michael, who is from the New York State, Chief of Department, Mark Ross, Craig Miller. We've got Craig Lally as well. And then the Chicago Fraternal Order of Police Recording Secretary Rob is here. And then Rochester Police Locust Club President Jeff is with us as well. But would you give all of those individuals who stepped up into a leadership position a round of applause for what they do to bring everybody together?
Janine, good point, Janine. Janine, good
Last
point.
week, President Trump reminded us of what it is every American's duty to do, and that is to
Excellent
serve
point from Janine.
That's what the government is
Excellent.
to do, those elected officials and those that step up into public service, is to fulfill our duty to protect American citizens, that they should come first under our Constitution and our laws, and they should be prioritized, and especially over other people who are from other countries. The Constitution demands that we treat our citizens that way, and the men and women who serve at the Department of Homeland Security, they understand the importance of that, and we also understand the importance of all of our law
You're
enforcement
fired.
officers
Get the hell out of
and what
here.
they do across the country to
I got to
keep
fix
people
something
safe.
on my channel
The
here.
department was formed after the horrific events on 9/11, and just 2 years later, as Congress put the department together with the support of the president, 23 different agencies who had a nexus and a focus on defending the homeland were put in order to make sure that they were all following the same mission every single day. So it's a very diverse department. It not only has FLETC in it that trains over 130 different federal law enforcement agencies and officers from those agencies. It also
Hold on, guys.
CBP.
Sorry, you can listen. Hold on. I got to change my. I'm gonna see if I can change my title, or I have to log off and come back on.
Through some of those trainings to help us detect some of the threats here in our homeland, and also some of the trainings that it takes as far as responding to fires and 911 calls in different specific situations. We have intelligence agencies. We also cover FEMA. FEMA is a disaster response agency, but it also is the agency that's entrusted to run the government on our very worst day. If we had a tragedy in this country where we needed someone to step up because our leadership was not able to, that agency would be entrusted to do that and to maintain our critical infrastructure. So they ensure that they go forward and maintain our electrical grid and our critical infrastructure such as water and systems that we rely on every day to help the American people be safe and to still have their way of life. We also have CISA, which some of you may have worked with them, which is our cybersecurity agency, which goes out and not only hunts down bad actors that would attack us on our cyber systems, but also gives us mitigation measures for how we can harden our systems. All of these entities work together to serve the American people and to make sure that we're prepared for any threats that we may face, but also respond to them in a way that honors what our ideals are. The sacred duty of our government truly is that people are entrusted to secure the rights also of all the American people. You know, the Declaration of Independence states that governments derive their powers from the consent of the governed, which is the people. The people give us the right to do our jobs each and every day. And as long as this world is fractured and as long as human nature is fallen, we will need brave men and women who step up and serve and enforce our rights and our laws and our values. And that's what all of you do in this room with your colleagues. The heroism was on full display this last week when we saw the attack in Austin, Texas, and we saw that the first responders that helped protected people and more lives there were our law enforcement that responded immediately. Instead of running away, they ran to it. And though we lost 3 lives and saw many other people injured, they prevented so many other lives from being lost. We're very grateful that they are willing to do that and to serve in such a way. In fact, it reminded me of the quote that is often attributed to George Orwell that states, people sleep peacefully in their bed.
Hello, JFF88. How are you? Good to see you, my friend. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Which means you step up in order to protect people, and you do it in a way that other people often are never going to be required to. When tragedies like what we saw in Austin take place, it's your leadership and it's your decision making that make all the difference. You use judgment, and people entrust you with their lives. You're on the front lines of leadership, and you have the responsibility of guiding and also shaping the next generation. So we thank you for that, and we thank you for what you do. I know that I've met many of you in the room. I've had the chance to visit with you. I appreciate your wisdom and your advice as we continue to develop trainings and insight into how leadership can work together to make good decisions and to break down the silos between agencies so that we can work together more different, in better ways than we have in the past. And we're seeing challenges across the country from judges and courts that are working to stop some of our efforts, that are looking to take away some of the protections that you need in law to do your work. And then also we're seeing some challenges from sanctuary states and sanctuary cities. In fact, after I get done sharing a few more words, I want to hear your questions on ways that we can help you do your jobs. If you're in a situation where the laws may be a little different than it is in other states, or you may have unique challenges that perhaps we could work together on to find ways to help you bring criminals to justice and to protect your community from public safety threats. America is the greatest country in the world, and it's the greatest country in the world that has great cities and great communities. Regardless of where people live, we need to make sure that they have an opportunity to go to work every day safely and to send their kids to school safely every day. Sanctuary cities do give us a challenge because it makes it difficult at times for law enforcement to do their work. And we see that many times
Fired. President Trump fired her.
Cooperates with our federal officers.
Get the hell out of here. You're gone.
Of our top 10 safest countries in the nation are not sanctuary cities. They're cities where the local law enforcement partners with us. They partner with our federal agencies, with the FBI, DEA, ATF, CBP, ICE, and our operations. And we've also seen across the country where 5 of our 10 most crime-ridden cities
She's gone.
do not cooperate with
She's
us.
fired.
For those that are not cooperative with federal officers, will see challenges on their
You might as well get off the stage
see
now.
A lot of different situations.
Join the
in city to
Democrats.
city. The one thing I would encourage you that no matter how frustrated you may be with some of that we can find a way to work together to do some good work for our people. In fact, even in Memphis, where we saw different leadership, we had different parties, and the
Trump says, get the hell out of here. You're gone. You screwed up. The Democrats beat your ass.
Their crime rate and significant.
Yeah, she didn't answer those questions to that good, guys.
To take those public safety threats off.
She messed up.
We got over 150 different illegal sex offenders off of the street. We saw one of those arrests included a criminal illegal alien from Venezuela that was convicted of aggravated criminal assault and abuse of a child. I'm thankful that individual is no longer on the streets because of the cooperation of those local law enforcement. We have agreements across the country called 287G agreements. I'm sure you're familiar with them, but there is 3 different models that are available. One is a jail model that helps us with some detention. The other is a warrant service officer model that is extremely helpful for us to make sure that we can take jurisdiction or of an individual who's a criminal in the safety of an environment of a courthouse or a jail, and they can be turned over to ICE so that we have the ability to return them back home. And the other model would be in the task force model, which I hope many of you have the opportunity to cooperate with us in, where we can use our
Trump fires Kristi Noem as Homeland Security. This woman here, she is gone.
And that we can bring them to justice
White
and
House.
get them out of your city and your state. We've seen that program go from before President Trump was in office to only 135 of those agreements across the country signed to now we have over 1,400 of them in place. And it's been very beneficial to make sure that we've removed over 400,000 criminal offenders out of this country. We've seen 3 million people leave our country that were here illegally, but over 750,000 of them were arrested and detained and removed. We'd much rather prefer that they volunteer to go home and that it can be a volunteer situation. But if not, if people are here illegally and committing crimes, we want to make sure we're able to detain them.
Don't even waste your breath.
Before we create more victims in the United States. I'm grateful for the work that you do because it's made a difference across this country. This last year, we've seen our murder rate in the United States of America drop to the lowest level since it's ever been recorded. And we've recorded our murder rate across the country for 125 years. And this year, we broke the record for the lowest murder rate in the country. And that's because of the work of
So she's been fired. Senator Mullen has replaced Kristi Noem. She's fired.
We've also taken 1.7 billion lethal
I don't think she knows yet.
off our streets and stopped them from coming into
That's
the
funny.
United States. That means 1.7
That's so
billion
funny.
people
Don't think she
will
knows
still
yet.
be with us because of the work that our agencies and our work.
That's so crazy.
Our Coast Guard is an important asset.
Holy
to the Department
shit.
of Homeland
That's
Security.
funny.
They've worked with us, and maybe have worked with some of you in the room as well to help interdict those drugs and stop them from coming into our country. You know, President Trump has been working hard to make sure that he's delivering on what he promised the American people, and that's to make America safe again. In doing so,
Yeah, this is live.
and found over 1,500 known and suspected
This is live.
terrorists that were let into this country over the open border invasion that we saw during the last administration.
Nashville.
Those 1,500
Tennessee.
individuals who are already on our known and suspected terrorist watch list have been brought to justice and removed.
All right, we've been listening in there as we follow this breaking news of DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, who has been fired by President Trump. That announcement
Goodbye.
coming out just moments ago. Republican Senator
What a shame, huh?
Mullen of Oklahoma will take over at the end of the month.
Maybe.
Right now, current
She's
Secretary
fired.
Noem is speaking at a conference of governors. We have been waiting to see if she will give any reaction. As of right now, she has not given any. She's not given any indication whether or not she has heard the news. So I'd like to welcome.
She don't know.
Congressman Brad.
She doesn't know she's fired, folks. Oh my, hold on.
Congressman, thank you so much.
She has no clue.
We're originally going to talk to you about the war.
This
Obviously,
woman
I
has
need
no
your
clue
reaction
she's
really quickly.
fired.
I know your time is
Holy
limited.
shit.
What is your reaction, though, to this announcement from President Trump, and what do you anticipate happens going forward?
Unbelievable.
With Senator Mullen in that role, we know Mullen has been a huge supporter of President Trump and President Trump's policies.
Right. Well, the first with the removal of Secretary Noem, it's long past due. She has been a disaster since taking office, and we've seen it in the terrorizing of our communities. I was listening to what she was saying in her speech, and they too often haven't gone after hardened criminals. They're going after hardworking
What the
neighbors,
hell?
members, people who are part of our
I
community.
was ready to log off, guys.
Chicago and
Thank you,
Operation
Mark,
Blitz, I think they arrested
for switching me over to News Nation.
and only 200.
Mark, if you're still here, thank you.
Records. We want the criminals off the street. Let's be clear. And we should be working at the local and state and federal levels together to get those people off our streets. And we need secure borders. We want to make sure that we're keeping people out of this country who want to do Americans harm to our nation. But that's not what Kristi Noem has done in her tenure at DHS.
Oh, she knows. She knows. Here it is, guys. We're on a delay. She knows. Oh my God, look at her face. Look at her face, guys. Holy shit. Oh my God.
The rights of American citizens will honor our Constitution and uphold.
She just found out.
We want to hold to account those officers who violate.
Did she go off the stage? Oh shit.
We want to make sure that we restore congressional oversight. And that's what we're fighting for, and that's what I would hope to see with this change.
That says everything, folks. She was not. She's shocked.
We're still in the middle of this partial government shutdown, revolving around changes that Democrats want to see with DHS. Now, with with this shocking news here, how do you think that impacts the status of the shutdown and these demands from Democrats?
We'll see. Again, I don't think it's shocking that Kristi Noem was fired. She should have been fired long ago. What's shocking is the behaviors of DHS, of ICE in particular, and CBP.
Whiskey Tango says she doesn't sound like she knows. I think she just, I think it's a delay. Because look, it's still, look, it's like almost, is this is live? I'm kind of confused here. Hold on.
And respect for how they treat our various communities. The responsibility of the Department of Homeland Security is to keep the homeland safe, to protect American citizens. They've gone into our cities.
This was 13 minutes ago, folks, right here. Look. Look, 13 minutes ago. Look at the expression on her face.
Okay, so I say it's shocking because I think many Americans thought
Kristi
it could
Noem.
happen after not one but two fatal shootings involving federal agents. It did not. We saw saw Secretary Noem, there in Washington in front of committees, both Senate and House committees this week. What do you think about the timing? Why do you think this is happening now, in the middle of the day on a Thursday?
She screwed up.
Who knows? But I will tell you, Senator Tom Tillis, and his question to the Secretary earlier this week, I thought was masterful. And he focused on some important things. First, he talked about raising dogs and caring for dogs. And, we have a dog. I love our dog, but I know that it is my responsibility to feed that dog, to train that dog, to give it the space and growth. And as Senator Tillis said, she took out a 14-month-old puppy and shot it because she couldn't give it the time to train it the way she wanted it to be. We need to make sure we have people who are in office or appointed to positions of power and influence who have the public trust, that those people are able to honor the trust and carry out their duties with responsibility and integrity. And I think what you saw in the hearings, both in the House and the Senate, is that Kristi Noem wasn't able to do that.
All right, she's done.
Brad Schneider from the great state of Illinois joining us now. I know you have to go. Thank you so much for your time. We're going to actually dip back into that conference there of governors where Secretary Noem is now taking questions. Let's listen in.
All right, here we go.
Thank you for your focus there too. I think the city is seeing some dramatic improvements under this leadership. When you talk about funding, we have tied a lot of our funding that we have for enforcement this year and prioritized over $1.5 billion towards 287G agreements. So we've reimbursed departments that have an agreement, or a county or a sheriff, with funding them on overtime or on benefits, some of the other things that we can do. We've also, on the jail model, obviously reimbursed per beds. If you don't have the opportunity to participate in 287G, I think your best options for funding alternatives would be through some grants that we have at the department. We have specific grants towards terrorism grants that you can do, some security grants, and there's hazard mitigation grants that are in Homeland Security, safety grants through FEMA.
That tells everything, guys. She did not know.
We'll forward those grant
She is
opportunities to
shocked.
all of you so that you can share them with your departments and have that opportunity. We also have some grants specifically targeted towards special operations. So if you've got some special operations that fit into that category, we could get you some funding that way.
Thank you, ma'am.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes. Hi, Greg. Yes.
One police officer and one sergeant called Border Patrol for assistance. And then after that happened, he tried to fire them.
You're right, Richard.
For asking Border Patrol to come assist them.
Oh, shoot.
Most recently, they just suspended both officers for 30 days without pay.
The Border Patrol?
No, Detroit
Oh, those
police.
officers in Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit police. So the one incident was the female in the house called because the husband was trying
Yes,
to
March
break into the house.
31st, she's out.
Got there. He
Thank
had
you.
a bad passport and a bad social security card. So they called Border Patrol for assistance. They ended up taking him to jail because he had a warrant outside the city of Detroit. The second one was a traffic stop. The fingerprint reader wasn't working, so they called for them to bring theirs over there, and the person had a warrant also. So both officers got suspended without pay for 30 days.
So did the officers that did the arresting, was that the Detroit officers that did it, or did the Border Patrol?
Border Patrol ended up arresting them
Did they?
because one had an out the city warrant, and the other one had other information that.
Okay. That's one of the things that I think a lot of citizens don't necessarily know, is that CBP and ICE are law enforcement officers and do enforce other crimes that have been committed. But if we can be advocates for those law enforcement officers, we certainly will. And maybe we could come up with some kind of an agreement that would allow those officers to still be able to call on Border Patrol for backup and assistance when they need it. I hate to put them in a situation where now the officers in Detroit, when they need help and need assistance, that they can't call on Border Patrol when they might be the closest asset. So maybe I'll get some contact information from you and see what we can do to work out an agreement with Detroit on being able to call on Border Patrol with some guidance on how those interactions will work.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Madam Secretary. My name is Don Famuina, and I represent the State of Hawaii Organization of Police Officers. First of all, I would like to extend our sincerest aloha and mahalo for all that you and your administration are doing. Given Hawaii's status as a major international gateway, how is DHS balancing the current administration's strict zero tolerance border policies with the unique reality of Hawaii's isolated geography and its dependence on international tourism?
Yeah, you do have some unique situations for us, and I hope that we've worked well with you. We have a presence in Hawaii, where you wouldn't necessarily see a large ICE presence doing immigration enforcement. More of what we're pursuing in Hawaii would be through our TSA officials, and then also we have CBP there, of course, because of all the travel back and forth and individuals. CBP is the largest law enforcement agency that we have, one of the largest in the country, and it does all traveler information internationally, and so I'm sure that you're interacting with them quite often. So we don't, as far as targeted operations, you may see a presence in Hawaii if we know specific individuals there. And we are tracking and have signed security agreements with other countries. I think since I've been Homeland Security Secretary, we've signed 27 different security agreements with other countries to share information with us. If they have a dangerous individual that they think maybe has traveled into the United States, we will share those databases with each other. They share theirs with us so that we know when some of these individuals are coming into the country. And that may be, I'd say, the vast majority of the interactions you'll see in Hawaii. If you've got some suggestions for us or experience, I'd sure love to hear them.
We'll definitely do that. Mahalo.
Mahalo. Yes, sir.
My name's Jeff Wader. I'm the proud president of the Rochester Police Locust Club, located between Buffalo and Syracuse, and just a shameless plug, go Bills.
Yeah, that's right. Good.
So I used to have, my TMO was 728 officers.
Okay.
I'm currently down to 594. And I had 2 more come in the other day that they're retiring. And we have a very, very difficult time retaining our members, but also hiring. And I know this is a issue throughout the country, especially in larger communities. My question to you is the federal government and or the Trump administration, are they able to provide bonuses for retention and bonuses for hiring incentives to start building back our staff?
I don't know if we do for local and state law enforcement agencies. We have been doing that at our federal level with our departments, CBP and ICE. We have done that. We also, I put in the budget request.
So there you have it, guys. On this Thursday, March 5th, I stand corrected. I know I said March 3rd earlier, so thank you for correcting me on that. Once again, Kristi Noem fired Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, named as the new DHS secretary, elected on April 1st. March 31st will be her last day. We were listening to, I'm not so sure she knew what the hell was going on, but she's been criticized among Republicans, of course, Democrats, and a lot of you might have seen it was a long time coming. I predicted that a lot of these people who work with Trump would probably be fired. Some of you think Pam Bondi could be next. Pete Hegseth, I'm telling you what I'm hearing from my sources. I know you guys are saying there's no way he Trump and him. I'm just telling you. I wouldn't say he's on a hot seat, but they had some things back and forth on the war. So Trump is a man who will say, fired, get the hell out of here. So I'm not so sure he wouldn't fire his own family. So that's the president we have. We're not so sure why she got fired. I'm assuming on how she addressed some of the media coverage and on particularly the war, what's happening, Homeland Security, Kristi Noem fired as of today, and she will be out of office on March 31st. Will she have a new position? I don't think so. Now, could this change anything for midterms? We'll have to wait and talk about that tonight, because this live, it's a little confusion. I know we were talking about, in fact, let me just go back one time before we sign off. We were covering Nancy Guthrie. We were following a YouTuber on Nancy Guthrie. There was FBI on location. I know some of you might be confused. I apologize. But when you're live like this and things break, I was trying to change the title. I was unsuccessful on changing the title. So we are going to go back to one last look here on YouTube. See what we got here. See if there's any updates on that. If there is, we'll stay live. If there's not, then we'll take a break, have lunch, and come back on. Let me just see here. It might be something happening here. Hold on. So just give me a second, guys. Thank you. Thank you, moderators, for being here. Let's see what we got. Thank you all so much. Let's see. Let me lower this TV. Okay, hold on. Hold on. See what we got. I'm going to get into the shade here a minute to preserve our... All right, we're going to go back to the Nancy Guthrie's location.
This would be at the spot where if someone came in and out of this neighborhood, the FBI would be able to, you know, the surveillance. Oh, I already have one, brother. How are you? Got an umbrella on you? You have an umbrella on you in here?
It's in your car.
Oh, it's in my car. Okay. Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna park.
Park in the church.
Guys, my whole chat just froze. Thank you to JFF88 for the super chat, for the donation. Thank you so much. If I missed any others, I apologize. My whole chat froze. Yes, JLR is in Tucson
over here and wait
for 33 days as we had FBI. All right, so let's see what we got here.
We'll see what the agent's up to once they come through.
There she looks happy.
This is the FBI right here.
Yeah, this is the FBI. We're showing two
FBI.
Oh, we got breaking news here.
Man.
Oh, hold on. Shit.
Still stuff going on.
And says she will be moving to be special envoy for the Shields of America. Let's get out to correspondent Libby Dean, who is joining us on the phone. Libby, as you speak to your sources, as we follow this breaking news, what more are you learning?
They're not shocked. That's what I'm hearing, Nicole, from these sources. Two sources close to know saying that this was a long time coming. That hearing was the straw that broke the
How's that,
camel's
guys?
back.
How's that?
How they describe this. But they also emphasized the fact that there were a lot of things that led up to this, whether that was DHS being shut down right now, these shootings that took place in Minnesota, that ad campaign that she's been incredibly pressured on, all of that culminated into this moment where President Trump made this post. But I think the three key things to point out here is there is currently, of course, she's serving through the end of this month, and then Mullen will become the nominee. But right now there's no deputy secretary at DHS. That was her deputy.
Deborah says she got an upgrade. Interesting.
But there is no deputy secretary right now.
Think so?
And then also the fact that they're shut down.
Never good to be fired. Never good to be fired. Just that name, fired, not good.
Saw that situation unfold on the ground in Austin.
Shows your confidence.
You have one? Within this,
Yeah, bring it over for now.
by these sources,
Be nice.
they saw this coming. This was a long time coming, and there has been a lot of turnover recently at the department, Nicole.
And Libby, I just want to ask you really quickly, and you may not
I
have
tried
the answer
keeping
to
the
this, but
shade,
as you're speaking there, we're taking this live look at Secretary Nome as she
Let's
does
see what
speak
happens
at
here.
this
They're inside the
conference
house here.
of police
They come out with any
executives,
footage or anything on
waiting
them. They had a
to see if
notepad
maybe
on.
she'll respond. Do we have any idea? Because she started speaking right about the time that this news came out. Do we have any indication that she is aware of President Trump's decision?
She doesn't know.
Nicole, as I was on the phone with these sources, this is what they actually pointed out, the fact that she was about to give this presser in Nashville. There's really no way of knowing if she knows right now, but if you take a look at the timeline here, I was looking at this. President Trump made this post on Truth Social, as he often does, making these big announcements, but he made that post at 1:41. I'm, of course, speaking in Eastern time here, but 1:41, and then she took the stage at 2:01. So there was a good 20-minute gap there for her to learn this information, but she hasn't acknowledged it on the stage. Of course, we were talking earlier in your show, Nicole, we're outside MacDill Air Force Base.
Frank,
Secretary
thank you.
is going to get this press conference with Admiral Brad Cooper. That's going to be key because that's also going to be some of the first reaction we're going to see from other cabinet officials as well. So certainly going to be a question at this press conference, but obviously the broader thing being the fact that there's a conflict with Iran playing out, as well as all this turnover happens.
Yeah, so much to follow here. All right, thank you. That's correspondent Libby Dean joining us on the phone there as she follows.
Good question, Jeannie. I'll tell you what I heard in a minute
In Florida. Libby,
about Pam
thanks
Bondi.
to
Hold
you.
on.
We will take a quick break. We'll talk
All right,
to you
that's good
later
timing.
on the
They're
other
taking a
side.
break. I want to address Janine, our moderator's comment about Pam Bondi. So what I'm hearing with Pam Bondi is, whoops, shit. All right. Why Pam Bondi? What I'm hearing is Pam Bondi, a great possibility she will be terminated, fired real soon. They want her to finalize and stamp the, so to speak, the Jeffrey, I hate to bring this up, but the Jeffrey Epstein files. I think they want to just make sure they got everything out of her. It's one of the reasons why Dan Bongino, sorry guys, I'm covering two stories. Bear with me here. We got FBI back over here. Dan Bongino left. Two reasons. One is he was very disappointed at Pam Bondi, and he asked Trump. Remember when he quit or he left for a day? But I'm hearing, Janine, that she could very, very well be next. Now, Pete Hegseth, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't want to start rumors. I'm just telling you, I'm hearing some of my inside sources. They had a little fallout. Now, just because two men have a little bit of a disagreement on something does not mean Pete Hegseth will be fired. But I'm starting to hear more about that. Trump doesn't take any shit. I was going to say he has a bit of a temper. Let's be honest. A lot of you know how I feel about him. I voted for him 3 times. I think he's doing a great job, but he has a temper. And if he sees or hears things, he will let you go. So that's where we're at. Now, meanwhile, FBI is back at Nancy Guthrie's kidnapping as we're watching JLR live. A lot going on. I would think that Pete Hegseth would be around for a while, unless something happened really bad. But Pam Bondi, I think, is on, I wouldn't even say thin ice. I think she's already sank. I think it's just what I just said, the timing of it. I did not see, I seen it because I watched her address and I read people. I think when she answers some of the questions, what's kind of crazy? She doesn't know she's been fired yet. She has no clue. She's presenting herself. She's speaking. Because if she knew she got fired, your face would be like this. Yeah, next question. She's like smiling and, she's fired, folks. Now, some of you think she has a better position. Anytime you get fired, it's not good. Not good. So, all right, let's go back to, whoops.
Go.
All right. I don't know if I'm going to show you. It's just the FBI. It looks like the FBI is leaving.
Back to the neighborhood, maybe.
If they go back, out, then
I think that's FBI there in that Ford.
all right, guys. Okay.
All right, they're going back in the neighborhood.
FBI's back in the neighborhood. Wait a minute. I was going to log off. Not logging off yet. We're covering 2 situations, guys.
Roll out.
I'm trying.
All right.
I had the car.
Look at this guy. Fox News.
Fox News.
All right, let's see. Hopefully,
That's why Fox News didn't come live. They're covering the FBI chase. I'm only kidding, guys.
roll out. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun,
Breaking news.
All right, we got to keep it up.
All right, we're back to Nancy Guthrie. We got 2 different events, guys. I'll do the best I can, guys. She doesn't know she's fired. And meanwhile, you have a YouTuber's chasing down the FBI, getting information on Nancy Guthrie kidnapping. Lots of FBI present today if you're just coming in. Meanwhile, I got to eat. So I'm going to try to...
Where are they? They're in the neighborhood somewhere.
Well, I don't have to eat.
Just ran a red light.
I did?
Yeah, you just ran a red light. Oh, where are they?
Meanwhile, somebody just ran a red light. Heavy Hook, you still here?
Oh, man.
Let's have a drink. Heavy Hook, you still here? He just ran a red light. He said he just ran a red light. One YouTuber told the other YouTuber he just ran a red light. It's kind of funny. Sorry, guys.
Gone. Go find them. Go park. They got to park.
Yeah, I got a part. They're canvassing the area.
All right, so I say make a right, and then go past Nancy's and go Maribel.
Where's Nancy?
Right here. I'll just go down. And
I
then
mean, yeah, they're here.
they're in the neighborhood.
I still say the son-in-law's involved somehow.
out.
User DW.
Roll out.
We will see who's involved, guys. This could be today. This could very well be today that they get some leads. Maybe they find the kidnappers. Maybe.
Real time.
Or some clues.
They're all over the neighborhood of Nancy Guthrie's today.
Yeah, they're all over the neighborhood, folks. Rafael Gonzalez. How are you? How are you today?
Fox guy behind us. I think they went down Maribel, man. Or maybe they went up Maribel.
Christy Nome. She knows she's fired now. Oh, no, she's smiling. She smiled, sorry. We got 2 different events we're covering, guys. 2 different events.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Roll out. Roll out. Where are these FBI agents? FBI.
Oh, she's off this. She's off, guys. What do you want to see? What should we see here? Hold on. We got 2 events going.
Is a longtime supporter of President Trump's policies. And during a tense public hearing Tuesday, I want you to listen
Whoa, we
to
got 2 events at the same time.
Tom
FBI,
Tillis,
Christy Nome.
the secretary to resign over her handling of the deadly Minneapolis immigration operation. This was just a few days ago. Let's listen.
So this is Nancy Guthrie.
A 14-month-old dog is basically a teenager in dog years. You decided to kill that dog because you had not invested the appropriate time in training, and then you have the audacity to go into a book and say it's a leadership lesson about tough choices. Those are bad decisions made in the heat of the moment. Not unlike what happened up in Minneapolis.
Whoa!
I expect we're an exceptional nation.
Yep.
And one of the reasons we're exceptional is
Yeah, I remember. I seen this live, Janine.
And you've demonstrated anything but that.
And so we are now getting some reaction from Capitol Hill. Take a look at this. Senator Lindsey Graham tweeting that he appreciates her service, but agrees that it was time for a change. Let's bring you News Nation Chief Washington correspondent and moderator of The Hill, Blake Berman. Blake, certainly this not necessarily a surprise, as we spoke with Julia earlier, Julia of Manchester. Not necessarily a surprise.
More agents.
Janine, I agree, but you know what? You got to be smarter than your opponent, Janine. And she didn't have enough coffee that day. But you know what, Janine? I think how she handled some certain situations, I don't know if she should have been fired or not, but nonetheless, if you're just coming in, we're covering 2 stories. Christy Nome is fired, and we're also following Nancy Guthrie. FBI's all over the place. FBI's all over the place.
It's a little bit shocking on the timing here because this is coming after, fire.
Ozzy says she was a hell of a governor.
On Capitol Hill, both in front of the Senate and in front of the House. But this is not coming immediately after the fatal shooting of not 1, but 2 U.S. citizens. Talk about what you're hearing there in Washington. Talk about.
All right, we'll go back to Nancy. They're following the FBI. We'll cover 2 events as best as I can, guys. Got dogs barking. I got birds in the background. I have a pizza in the oven burnt. And they got this beautiful woman here. She is beautiful. Who's fired. And there we got dogs. Hear dogs? Woof, woof. Uh-oh, they're banging. They're banging on the door. Uh-oh, could this be the house? Oh my God, they're really banging. Shit. Can you guys hear that?
Seattle, and I've been following you.
What's your name? Sherry. Hi, Sherry.
Hi, nice to meet
How you
you.
doing?
You're doing great work.
What brings you out here?
Well, we have a place down here.
Look at that. FBI,
No,
Sherry.
we've been following you.
Have you?
Yeah.
FBI.
Now, why do you think?
Well, this is one of the escape routes.
This is the end of Nancy Guthrie Street. They were here earlier. They were at this house here, and up the road. I think they have the theory that the perp came out here and maybe went up that way towards Orange Grove. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a month later, right?
Yeah.
It's a month later. What do I have here?
Just some Red Bulls and some.
Oh man, you're a lifesaver. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm very, very grateful. Thank you.
No, thank you. Is he your cameraman?
No, that's he's a YouTuber named Mark the Shark.
Oh, okay. Never heard of him. I never got on X and stuff until this. Started following me. So where do you live?
I live in Florida.
Oh, okay. All right.
Appreciate it.
Well, that's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hopefully you'll find her and get the money.
I don't need the money.
No.
I'm here to find her justice.
Did you see Savannah went back home?
Yes, you did.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, stay cool.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you guys. We got snacks. While we're sitting here, we got snacks.
All right, we can't see. He's having problems with his network
Nice
there.
to meet
So while he gets his straightened out, his feed and we're gonna go back to the fire here. Hold on. Here we go, guys. I want to listen to this for a minute. Hold on.
But the president approved ahead of time you spending $220 million running TV ads across the country in which you are featured prominently.
Yes, sir. We went through the legal processes, did it correct.
Did the president know you were going to do this?
Yes.
He did?
Yes.
Okay.
And one thing, Senator, I think would be helpful to know is how effective that communications has been. That
Well, they were
overwhelmingly.
effective in your name recognition.
All right, so that was the sound there coming from Senator Kennedy there of Louisiana.
Yeah,
So
and let me read you the quote, Nicole, and these are the ads. President Trump speaking to Reuters today in an interview after everything that you just heard there. President Trump asked about it, quote, "I never knew anything about it." Did that square with what you just heard from Chris Gayle?
Interesting, right? We're talking about $220 million for this campaign.
Uncle Sam, taxpayer money, your money, my money, the money of folks all across the country, yeah.
All right, so Blake, this is also happening in the midst of this partial government shutdown, a government shutdown that is absolutely focused on DHS, on their tactics, on...
All right, we'll go back to Jay. We'll go back to this.
Okay, so you got this area right here with this card.
All right, everyone. Good afternoon. It's good afternoon already. Unfortunately, I can't change the title, but I'm going to keep it. We have breaking news on Nancy Guthrie kidnapping. FBI is present. Also, Trump fires DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. And this is your new Oklahoma Mr. Mullen will come in on April 1st. That's breaking news. And
how are you, sir?
We have FBI.
I just got another rejection email. That's 12 this month. Then I started using
on Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood.
Here's how I did it. I recorded all.
But his feed is in and out, guys. It's just
there's definitely a camera right up front there, and you know
it's
the
pixel.
camera angle would catch a car turning here, going northbound. Dude, they're focused on the northbound of Camino Maribel. They were at this house, they were here, and they were focused. They were going door to door all the way up, and then even at Orange Grove, right, the church there, going out. Do I think we possibly know what they think the escape route is? All right, I hear.
Hear that noise? Thank you for the floating heart, Whiskey Tango, so much. Thank you. Try to give you guys.
There's one entrance exit, and then there's another one over here.
Hey,
on this side. That's where we came from. And then back here is where you go to Nancy Guthrie's home. You got around There's a camera. You guys point out with the camera.
Whoa. Something. Could be something. Could be nothing.
They're coming out.
They're coming out. Yeah.
They're coming out.
I guess that was just a loud door closing.
Man, something's about to pop off.
Oh, something's happening.
Coming out now.
I don't know. You hear that banging? I don't know if it's like one of those big gates. You know, those big gate doors. There's the FBI. Matthew Jones in the house. What's happening, Matthew? Ladies and gentlemen, could this be the day we get some leads?
Roll out.
Could this be the day?
All right, brother. See where they go. As a matter of fact, back it up and then base them in the road. On Nancy's road.
City Girl, how are you? We got a couple of things going on now. Trump fires DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. She's fired, replaced.
Revealed, man. They're focusing on
and
north.
FBI's all over the
This
place
is
at Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood.
Her house going westbound.
Westbound, northbound, eastbound. FBI. We had a coffee cup that was in front of a house that had a G for Guthrie. This is JLR with another YouTuber chasing the FBI around. Not chasing them, but following. Excuse me. Nancy's neighbors. That's it. That's what you got going on today. So
roll out.
This beautiful woman here, I don't think she knows he's fired. She might not. She might know. I don't know.
We're in a bad. I'm in a bad.
She might not.
Look
Might
up to
not
the
know
summit,
yet.
dude. I've been telling you. Go to your Wi-Fi.
No, I'm good.
You sure?
What's
For
the
your
passcode?
viewers.
What's the passcode?
Mute it.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Sorry. I don't want to be responsible for the password. Da 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 da. Anyhow, right back to here. We don't want to hear password. So yeah, this is Trump fires DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. I think she knows. What do you guys think? Does she know yet? I think she knows. I think she knows. All right. I didn't want to hear that password, guys. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say hello. We got a lot going on, guys. Bear with me. I wasn't planning on going live this long. I had a whole nother story all wrapped up for us tonight, but we have a manhunt, and they are going neighbor to neighbor's home, or at least I've seen at least 6 to 8 neighbors. Bring everybody up to date. So we got a couple things going on. We'll talk about Nancy Guthrie. That's the title. So right now, JLR, another YouTuber, is following the FBI. There's either a huge lead or something they knew last week or yesterday. They're going around to each home, knocking on the door. At one house, they stayed for multiple 10, 15 minutes. All these other homes are like 5-10 minutes. Now that banging on the noise, that banging sound, that could have been one of those huge fence, what, boom, what we're hearing. But they are having some kind of a leak. Now, prior to that, a neighbor approached JLR. He's a YouTuber, big YouTuber, does a good job. He said, hey, you might want to go take a shot at a coffee mug, and had a G on there. He says, G, like Guthrie? They said, yeah, G. He walked a quarter mile from Nancy Guthrie's home. He took a photo. He never touched it. He walked back. As he was walking back, he was filming, and he seen FBI with guns. And this is where we're at. In between all that, we know about Kristi Noem being fired. So I've got two. I know both of you, a lot of people want to have interest on both. And that's where we're at. This is the FBI right here. He finally hooked up to Starlink. So we should have better coverage, right? He got on Starlink. That's the FBI vehicle here, that Ford.
You guys hear me?
40.
Test. Press one if you can hear me.
I don't know if that's an EcoSport, but some kind of a Ford Taurus or something. I don't know. But that's the FBI vehicle. This is a home of the neighbors.
We'll wait and see where they go next.
Yeah, yeah, he connected to my Starlink. That's why. I said, hook it up to the Starlink, dude, for your viewers.
Yeah, we can see a lot better now.
Chat saying they might be calling SWAT. Maybe. Yeah, well, no front license plate, but they do have some in the back. Yeah, I do have a link in my AC. How'd you know? I haven't gone to Starbucks yet. I need to.
Make this bigger for you guys. Is that a little bit better? See what happens. We'll see what happens. Jim Rat. We'll see what happens here. Will we have a break in this case, guys? Yes or no?
Hello, yeah, we're watching FBI right now.
North of where?
I agree, Nancy. Nancy Co. 6BN.
You think they're pinging the...
I agree. But hey,
they're pinging the
we can get
pacemaker,
some information here.
Wow.
Really enjoy your show. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
She's smart.
Where's that Machu Picchu? Where is that?
And then we got this.
Yeah, guys, there's plenty of room for everybody. Starlink for everybody.
VIP auction group. Shout out, my friend. God bless. Hope you're doing well. VIP auction group in the house. Mary, amen. This could be the day, man. This could be the day, folks. Thank you, JLR.
Oh, that's cool. No, yeah, you guys are cool. Yeah, you guys have been coming over here too. So, I mean, it's just, yeah, it doesn't take much to be nice. All right? That's cool. Your viewers are coming over to say thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, you get some of the best viewers, man. Some of the best subs.
Scribe is how you stop explaining the same thing over and over at work. Watch this. It'll change your life. Raise your hand.
Yeah, like 15 minutes.
Let's hope so, Randy. Let's hope so, my friend.
Muted for a second.
So we're covering two different stories, guys. For those who might not know, first of all, happy Thursday.
Can I drop you off in your truck, in your car?
Yeah, you gotta go somewhere now?
Well, I want to go get the coffee, dude. I haven't had coffee all day, so I'm kind of like...
You don't want to stay with the FBI or anything?
Isn't your car right here?
No. I mean,
So we have breaking news. Sources, Kristi Noem has fired this beautiful woman here. Oh, shit. I got to get... Hold on, guys. I got to get charged up. Shit. Sorry, excuse me.
I say we stay with the feds here. Sweet.
If I get a coffee in me right now, I mean, I'll be here all day.
Yeah, just take me back to Nancy's. And then
Hold on. They might be leaving. Hold on.
Just leave me here. I'll just stay here. I'm good. I'm gonna stay here.
Hold on, they're leaving. Hold on.
You gotta go there.
FBI's leaving.
Yeah, stay with me. We need to stay with me. I got drinks in the back if you want to drink.
You don't have that Starbucks one?
Something. But we need to see where these people go, which locations.
Absolutely.
What's going on, guys? But they're following the FBI. FBI been located over Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood from probably 2 hours now. They left. They went to their office. They came back. This is a JLR Investigates with another YouTuber. They're going around and around trying to get some coffee in them so they can cover
Uber,
this.
Just Uber a coffee to location. Uber coffee.
Why was she fired? They haven't really said why, but I have a feeling City Girl that has something to do with her latest remarks. Her remarks regarding situation with a couple different things on the ICE investigation. I think she could have handled it. It's easy to play quarterback, City Girl. I'll keep my comments for later, but I think I'm thinking it's a couple different things. The war, on how she's spoken, and
I think FBI's gonna
so she is definitely fired, and will have another position. But anytime you get fired, very hard to continue another position.
That they're interested in. No, they made it right. There's another. That might be
Scott Freed, welcome in. Appreciate it. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the super chat, Scott. Hope you're doing well, and thank you for your service. Haven't even read your comment, but thank you. If Trump picks the best people, why does he keep firing his top picks? That's a good question. That's a good question. Anybody want to respond? I'll read the rest in a minute. Hold on. I got a telephone call coming in. I got to ignore this. Leaders are judged by their hires and constant firing suggests bad decisions. Yes and no, Scott. I'm a yes and no on that. Yes to your first part. Well,
okay, interesting. Now they're headed.
But I certainly appreciate. Let me just turn the camera around real quick. And
Entrada, going via Entrada.
Hold on. My phone is I got to get charged up here. All right. Scott, thank you. Thank you for the donation. Once again,
It's hard to lose them in here. In this little area. Because there's dead ends. A lot of dead ends.
leaders are judged by their hires, and constant firing suggests bad decisions. I kind of disagree a little bit on that, Scott. You know, people make decisions based on a daily or weekly situation. You know, they hire people, and then sometimes things don't work out well. I never predicted Kristi Noem to get fired, but if you want to go back to my YouTube channel a year ago, I don't want to put Janine on the spot, or Mike, or Crystal, or Ozzy. I've said it that Trump has been known to let people go. Hold on, guys. I got to get.
We need to see where these people.
So, you know, it ends up happening. But I will admit, I didn't particularly care on how she addressed. She's a beautiful woman, very smart, but I think she fumbled the ball too much. I also think Pam Bondi has fumbled the ball. Well, I'm not going to get into all that right now because we're covering this Nancy Guthrie. What's happening here now? What happened here?
People are like just.
Meanwhile, we got other news going on here. Of course, the war. Another drone. So we got a couple things, guys. I'm going to try to just stick to two right now, unless something, God forbid, it really disrupts or disrupt in the war.
They're saying which house. Look, they're saying which house do you want to go next?
Yeah, she has a new position. But again, anytime you get fired, it's not good. All right, hold on, guys. We got something else going on. We got breaking news. We got UAE confirms missile drone threats. Missile drone threats on our military base as we speak.
Another FBI call.
All right, I'm going to stick to the Nancy Guthrie right now, guys.
You can tell that they're vehicles FBI.
I think we're going to have answers here. I think we're going to have answers, guys.
All right, so this is
I'm hoping anyhow. Oh, what did I just do now?
These fools are following us.
Yes, we're watching JLR. We're also watching News Nation. Back and forth. I have another YouTube streamer. We're watching development stories on Kristi Noem. There's a war. There's missiles. And then here I think she finally realized she is now fired. So we got a couple different. And of course, I had to charge my phone. So we got a lot of different things going on.
It's hard to lose them in here, in this little area, because there's dead ends here, a lot of dead ends. Ask me how I know.
All right. I mean, Alice, first of all, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. God bless. She is fired, and this is came out from President Trump. Fired, not a new position. She's fired.
FBI.
I mean, unless they want to change the wording, I'm telling you what first came out. President Trump on X, she's fired. So thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. Yeah, she's fired. And now, will she take the next position? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe. We don't know.
They just so happen to go where I'm going.
This neighborhood takes us.
Now, back to...
If they so happen to stop, I mean, I am reporting.
We're headed towards River Road.
On the Nancy Guthrie thing, so
this takes us to the bottom of East River Road. We're going to East River Road.
All right, sorry about that, guys. So, let me just do this. About what time is it? 12? About 2 hours ago. We've been live 2 hours. Okay, about 2 hours ago, JLR Investigates. Manhunt Contingent Nancy Guthrie was live streaming. He was live streaming. Like he's been doing for 32 days, 33 days. Subscribe if you haven't. He, a neighbor, a friendly neighbor, approached him and said, hey, there's a coffee cup. He said, coffee cup? Yeah, about, and he gave him the address. And it was about a quarter mile. He decided to walk. And there was a coffee cup, and it had G on the coffee cup. Like Guthrie. He took a photo, which you're allowed, zoomed in on it, which is perfectly fine, never touched it, and start showing his viewers. He was walking back, and he was indicated, or he's seen himself, FBI. He's, oh, look, FBI. FBI. Guns, 3 of them. 2 men, 2 males, and a female. And they were at a house for 10 minutes. FBI came out. YouTuber, as JLR, says, hey, can I bother you for a minute? He said, you certainly can. He said, listen, I want to bring you guys, if you don't know, there's a coffee cup at such and such address. Are you aware? And I think he said he wasn't aware. He would look into it. I would just say this. I don't think the FBI is there for the coffee cup. The coffee cup could just be a coffee cup with G on it. That somebody was drinking a coffee, smoking a cigarette, or either, and just left it out there. And that's that. That's what I think. Or it could be related. But what's more important is the FBI have been in the Gulfstreet's neighborhood knocking on at least a half a dozen homes, maybe more. And pretty much that's up to date. And now what do you have going on right now? You have 2 YouTubers. I think the other guy's named Mark the Shark. He does a good job as well. They're driving around, following the FBI, keeping their space, being very safe, and seeing where they're going next. Are they going to go to the office and gather up more information? Or, ladies and gentlemen, will this be a big break in the case? We will see. While we were on that case, whatever you want to call it, fired, downgraded, Kristi Noem has been let go from her position, Secretary of State. What the hell happened here now? Hold on. All right, we'll hear a little bit more.
The inflection point, if you will.
Excuse me, I replaced DHS. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do 2 things at once. I got my stomach on empty here.
Something's up there, right? There was some indication that the president was very unhappy about that ad. Now, let's give you a little bit of background on that ad. $220 million, as you point out, from DHS funding, going to Mount Rushmore on horseback there, talking about the success she's had at the border, talking about the efforts of DHS and the administration to get people who are here illegal illegally to self-deport and to a large part taking the limelight. Senator Kennedy questioning her carefully about that, where the money came from, $220 million for that ad, hard to believe. But Senator Kennedy, and this is the key part, asked the Secretary no.
PRJ says probably from this ad she put out 200 million, and they said she slept with Corey what's his name? Wadowski, I think it is. Hey, appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how she got, okay, stepped down, demoted. Okay, if you want to use the words demoted, whatever you want to use. Let's just say this. I'm not going to go back and forth on this. Whatever you want to call it. Trump didn't want her in that position. So that's where we're at. Yeah, there it is right there. 220 million for that ad. Thank you for PRJ. PRJ 3553 for bringing us up to date on that. Trump said he did not know about that ad. Okay, so, it could just be simply that ad. Or it could be on how she handled, her last press conferences. We don't know. But yeah, it could be because of that. I also think it's over ICE. See, they're talking about ICE. I think it has to do, my opinion, it's over ICE.
Shield of the Americas. All right. The Western Hemisphere is absolutely critical for U.S. security. In this new role, I'll be able to build on the partnership.
See, no under the fire over
the last 13
Minneapolis
months.
ICE.
I don't know if Kimberly Guilfoyle had a similar thank you upon becoming the ambassador to Greece, but be that as
well, in any event, she is definitely in another position, whatever you guys want to decide. Now, how's this look for President Trump going forward? That's up to you guys. That's up to you guys to decide. I will say this. When you start to let too many people go, whether they're fired or demoted or a different position, I don't know. When you have too many pieces moving around, it can be a distraction. We'll have to see. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it on another live stream. But nonetheless, we'll go back to JLR and following the FBI. This is kind of funny here. Let's actually go back to this. This is funny that they're. I got to get the tripod here real quick. I just want to stop for a second and welcome in City Girl. Thank you for joining the members. Thank you. We appreciate that. I thought you were a member already. Did you just? Well, thank you. We appreciate it. Hey, thank you so much for the memberships, guys.
Otter is, and I can even use the chat function as well. So, for example, what did we decide on?
Now, the neighbor around here on this side of the street yesterday or the day before with James said FBI was all up on this street too.
All right.
This would be the northeast side of where the perp could possibly leave the area. If he's trying to escape, we can go up here. Now, when they name drop the location, all right.
Hold on one second, guys.
Here, you must be your Starbucks.
All right.
Well, yeah, I was gonna get it.
All right. Once again, thank you, City Girl, joining the membership. We are watching. Oh shit! What happened? FBI almost crashed.
FBI almost crashed.
That's crazy. He almost hit you. They almost hit you, right?
That's FBI.
That's it. Yeah, he almost hit you, right?
That's FBI. That's FBI.
All right. Yeah. Let's just see where they're going. Where are you going?
You guys want to see it? I can go back. Hold on.
Dude, they almost crashed.
Whoa.
The FBI in a vehicle almost crashed, not the YouTubers. Hold on, let me see if I go back. They almost crashed. This, I better keep my opinion. Hold on. Maybe I went back too far. Let's see. I might have went back too far. Hold on.
Looks good, brother. Thank you.
Drink, but I haven't.
Hold on.
Where is the start?
No, we're good. So we're going north on Campbell now. this would be the northeast side of where the perp could possibly leave the area. If he's trying to escape, we can go up here. Now, when they not name drop the location, all right, well, they're getting Starbucks, so you're here. You must be getting your Starbucks.
Well, yeah, I was gonna get it regardless. I need coffee.
Here we go.
Oh, they must head on. They must head on.
All right, so they almost.
Whoa.
FBI almost crashed.
That's crazy. He almost hit you. They almost hit you, right?
All right. All right, so
Kind of gives us the insight now. Like,
thank God everybody's okay. So what's going on here?
My take is Orange Grove.
I want to bring everybody up to date. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Sal, your host. So JLR and Mark the Shark, two YouTubers, are doing a great job. They've been following the FBI pretty much all morning now on the investigation of Nancy Guthrie. There were 3 that we seen walking around the neighborhood, knocking on doors. You heard some dogs barking. There were at one home in particular for 10, 15 minutes. One of the neighbors got mad at JLR. She said, hey, don't film me. He handled it very well. He said, hey, I'm on the street. I'm not showing your face. And pretty much periodically, they've been going back to their office and then back to Nancy Guthrie's home. I don't know where they're going now. But this could be the day that maybe, because, you know, a lot of you have said this. Why didn't they do this on day 1, day 2, or day 3? Why now on day 33? But nonetheless, I did, on fairness though, I did see FBI there a couple of weeks ago, but not home to home. Not all the homes, but at least 6 to 8 homes. So they are up to something. There's something that they've been working on behind closed doors that nobody knows but the family. Now also, I'm hearing Savannah Guthrie went back to NBC. I don't officially think she went back to work, but she is back in Philly. Excuse me. She's back in New York, not Philly. I stand correct. She's back to New York, saying hi to her, saying hi. And so that tells me, look, life's got to go on. People need to go back to work. But it also indicates that she might know that they are, ready to move in on this case. Maybe not. I don't know. But she is back in New York. Meanwhile, the 2 YouTubers are driving around. You're not missing much. They're just driving around the back arteries. They're driving around back arteries, streets and roads, following very safely the FBI. Now there's no FBI. The FBI went to Starbucks. So. Yeah, I think this is. Yeah, I think the FBI stayed.
Yeah, the FBI is watching the streams, guys. Yep.
Now the question is, they're going to go eat lunch and come back when they're done. And then another question is the FBI officially taking over and doing what should have been done week 1?
Right.
I mean, to me, it would like you would think that would have already done this at the beginning stages.
All right.
So I have to process all this.
Was that the FBI you're saying?
I'm sorry?
Is that FBI?
No. I think that's. Yeah, my thing's knocked down. The one with the. Well, I mean, you can go here. The whole thing knocked down.
As you can see, there's not much media present. This is right in front of Nancy Guthrie's home. A lot of the media has left. I think you just have the couple YouTubers. And I think Fox cameraman stayed behind. Maybe News Nation was there, but a lot of them have kind of departed from this crime scene. But
good?
This could be a whole lot of nothing or a whole lot of something. What do you guys think?
I have to monitor that when I'm gone.
That's correct, Mary.
All right, let me just get this all situated.
All right. I tell you what, guys. Yes, Mary. Salvatore. So what we're doing here, guys, is we're gonna have. I'm gonna get some lunch, guys. We will be back on. We will be back on. We got 2 events happening right now, of course. Let me just. Of course, my phone is blowing up right now. My phone is blowing up with this whole thing with the war. As gas prices are going up, a lot of my Democrats are coming at me. Not coming at me, but coming at me on the gas prices. We all know we have a war going on. Gas prices, gas prices, as soon as they announce war, it's funny how it works, though. And this has to do with both sides of the aisle. Republican president, Democrat president. As soon as they hear the word war, it's like automatic gas prices go up 50 cents. So, but we'll talk about that another time. Iran war is still hitting the economy as gas prices. We have Kristi Noem, who's demoted, fired, whatever you want to say. She has a new position. Here's the funny thing. She was speaking live. We all seen it. Some of us seen it. She was speaking very good. And at that moment, her position was gone and she didn't know it, but she probably knows it now. So we'll cover more of that, folks. We'll definitely keep an eye on the FBI, JLR. Subscribe to his channel if you haven't. He's out there continuing coverage. He's like all over the place, drinking his Red Bulls. Kind of funny, brings you a little entertainment, sort of like we do here. We do the best we can, guys. But I am on an empty stomach, and I do not really ever eat in front of camera. I'm not knocking anybody else. They can do what they want. I've done it before. So I want to take a break. Plus, I think we need a break. And for those who want to support the channel later on, I'll make sure you have your notifications on. I'm not sure what the title will be. We'll see. We'll have to see. If it's something big in the Nancy Guthrie, then look for the Nancy Guthrie. If it's something bigger with the war on some attacks on a military base, we'll go ahead and cover that. If it's more on exactly thoughts on Kristi Noem, I don't know how much we could talk about that. The fact that she's demoted, the only thing you're going to hear now is why she was demoted or fired, and that's that. So, all right. And once again, City Girl, thank you so much. And Scotty, Scott, excuse me, I call you Scotty. I have a friend. I have a Democrat friend named Scotty. Scott, thank you so much for your donation. Yeah, we'll talk more, guys. Stay safe. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thank you. Have a little lunch. Have a little lunch. My pizza's